Hello children, welcome to my channel. In this video I will teach compound interest without formula part 2. Okay. In part 1 I have already explained the concept of compound interest. First I started with simple interest, then I moved to compound interest. I had given some concepts, means a relation between simple interest and compound interest, also relation between consecutive interest in case of compound interest. I had solved 2 to 3 problems. In this part we will be solving only problems, okay, different examples. Okay, so let's start. Suppose we have a question, the compound interest calculated yearly, okay, it is yearly, on a certain sum is not given, okay, sum is not given for the second year is rupees 1089, means I2 is rupees 1089. Okay, interest for the second year is rupees 1089, and for the third year I3 is rupees 1197.90. Okay, I2 and I3 have been given to us, and we have been asked to find the rate of interest. Okay, in part 1 I had explained the relation between consecutive interest in case of compound interest. I had explained that the difference between the interest of consecutive year, okay, is equal to interest on the interest of the preceding year. Okay, for example, I5 minus I4 is equal to interest on I4 at the same rate for 1 year. Similarly, I3, I2 are given. I can say that the difference between I3 and I2, okay, means I3 minus I2 should be interest on I2 at a certain rate is not given, okay, at a certain rate for 1 year. So let us find difference. Difference is equal to 1197.90 minus 1089, I2 minus I1, which is equal to 0.90801, rupees 108190. Let us take it. Okay, 90 rupees 108.90. Now this difference is nothing but the interest on I2 at a certain rate for 1 year. Okay. So now let us assume that this I2 or 1089 is the principal. Okay. So 1089, let us assume it to be the principal. The rate we don't know. Time is 1 by 100 is equal to the difference. So 108.90. Okay. Because I3 minus I2 is the interest on I2 at the same rate for 1 year. So R is equal to 108.90 into 100 by 1089, which is equal to 108.90. 0.90 into 100. So decimal will be removed. Okay. By 1089, which is 10% per annum. Okay. So if consecutive interest or interest for consecutive year is given, then you can easily find the rate of interest using the concept. The difference between any two consecutive interest is equal to interest on the interest of preceding year, means interest on the compound interest of the preceding year. Okay. Now let us move to the next example. Next example, rupees 8,000 is lent out. P is equal to rupees 8,000. Okay, at 7%. R is equal to 7% per annum. for 2 years. Time is 2 years. Okay. At the end of the first year, 3560 rupees are returned. Okay. After first year, how much amount is returned? Rupees 3560. Okay. Calculate the interest paid for the second year. We have to find I2. Okay. So we have to start from I1. Okay. First year. So for first year, principal is 8,000 rupees. Rate is 7%. Time is 1 year. One by one you have to move. Okay. Directly we cannot take 2. It is not simple interest. Okay. So I1 is equal to P, principal into rate into time by 100, which is equal to rupees 560. Okay. So A1 is equal to principal plus interest. Principal is 8,000 plus interest is 560. So rupees 8,560. Now let us move to second year. This is first bit. Okay. Let us move to second year. P2. This amount of the first year should become the principal for the second year, but he is returning rupees 3560 at the end of first year. Okay, so you have to subtract this from 8560. So principal is equal to 8560 minus 3560, which is equal to rupees 5,000. Okay, so principal for the second is equal to rupees 5,000. Rate is same, 7%. Time is 1 year. Let us calculate I2. Principal into rate into time by 100, which will give you rupees 350. So this is the answer for the first bit. Interest for the second year is equal to rupees 350. Okay. Next bit. Total interest paid in 2 years means I1 plus I2. I1 plus I2. Okay. Second bit. Total interest in 2 years. Okay. Total interest in 2 years is equal to 560 I1 plus I2 350. Okay. So 560 plus 350, which is equal to rupees 910. So this is the answer of the second bit. Third bit, the total amount of money paid in 2 years to clear the debt. The total amount of money that is paid in 2 years to clear the debt. That will be principal plus interest. Okay. Third bit. Amount. How much amount is paid to clear the debt? Okay. Total amount. P plus I. Principal plus interest. What is principal? 8,000. What is total interest? 910 rupees. 8,910. Okay. So this is the total amount paid to clear the debt in 2 years time. Okay. Now let us move to another example. The cost of a machine depreciated by, I have not told you about depreciation. Okay. One is growth, the other is depreciation. Okay. First I will make you understand what is growth and depreciation, then I will move to the example. growth versus depreciation. Growth means increase, the value will increase. For example, uh, if you buy a land today by paying rupees 10 lakh, okay? If you buy a land by paying rupees 10 lakh today, after 10 years, okay? After 10 years, if you sell it, you will definitely get more than 10 lakh rupees, maybe 15 lakh, maybe 20 lakh, that depends on the value of the land, but it will never decrease. The value of a land never decreases. It is an example of growth, okay? We can take another example, gold, okay? Now the price of gold is around 48,000 per 10 gram. If today if you buy, okay, suppose 10 gram gold by paying rupees 48,000, after 10 years it will be definitely more than 48,000 for 10 gram. The same gold you will sell and you will get more than 48,000, okay? So these are some examples of growth. It follows compound interest, okay? The same method is used in case of growth. We simply go on increasing the value, okay? Next is depreciation. Suppose I had bought a mobile phone 2 years ago for rupees 10,000 by paying rupees 10,000. If I sell it, no one will give me 10,000 rupees. Hardly I will get 5,000 or 6,000 or maybe 4,000. Okay, this is the example of depreciation. Okay, if you buy a bike today by paying rupees 80,000, if you use it for 5 years, even if for 1 year suppose, okay, after 1 year or after 5 years, if you sell it, you will not get 80,000 for the same bike. You get definitely less than 80,000. So these are some examples of depreciation. Okay, bike. Okay, mobile phone. Okay, articles. Okay, goods. If you buy any ready-made article, if you buy a refrigerator today by paying 20,000, if you use it for 5 years, after that if you sell it to a customer, to any person, you will not get 20,000, you will definitely get less than 20,000. That is also an example of depreciation. So in case of growth, the value increases, in case of depreciation, the value decreases. Simple. Okay. So let us move to the example for depreciation. During every financial year, the value of a machine depreciates by 12%. Okay. Suppose D is equal to 12% per annum. Means every year the value of the machine decreases by 12%. Means for an example, the initial value of a machine is 100 rupees suppose. Then after using it for plus 1 year, the value of the machine will decrease by 12%. 12% means 12 rupees. Okay. So at the beginning of second year, the value of the machine will not be 100 rupees, it will be 100 minus 12, that is 88 rupees. Similarly, in the second year, the value of the machine will decrease again by 12%. 12% of what? 88 rupees. Okay. 12% of 88 rupees. I don't know how much it is, we have to calculate. Similarly, it will go on decreasing. Every year the value will go on decreasing. Okay, price of the machine. Depreciation is given 12%. Find the original cost of the machine which depreciates by rupees 2640 during the second year. Okay. So this is R. Rate of depreciation is 12% per annum. D2. D2 means depreciation in the second year, not 2 years, second year. Okay. Is equal to rupees 2640. Second year depreciation is given, and we have been asked to find the original cost of the machine. Okay, this example can be solved, this question can be solved by taking the original value as x or by taking as 100. Okay, we can take any value. Suppose we can take, suppose we take, I'm taking x. Okay, let original value be rupees x. Okay, I'm more comfortable with x. If you take 100, what happens? When you take 100, you get decimal. Okay, first year, okay, 12 rupees depreciation. But in the second year, 12% of 88 means you are going to get a decimal. Okay, I always have a decimal. It is your wish. If you want to take 100, you can take it. By using incurring method, you can solve it. Okay, but I am taking x. Let original value be rupees x. First year. Okay, first year depreciation will be D1 will be 12% of x. Means 12 by 100 into x. For 3 is 12, for 25 is 100. 3x by 25. Okay, so depreciation in the first year is equal to 3x by 25. Okay, so suppose B1, okay, value of the machine at the end of first year is equal to original value x minus depreciation. In case of growth plus, in case of compound interest plus, in case of depreciation minus. Very simple. Okay, so x minus 3x by 25 will give you 22x by 25 rupees. Okay, so rupees 22x by 25. This is the value of the machine at the end of first year or at the beginning of second year. Okay, at the end of first year means at the beginning of second year, same. Now B2. Now value of the machine at the beginning of second year is equal to 22x by 25. Now depreciation in the second year, that is D2 is equal to 12% of this. Okay, 12% of 22x by 25. So 12 by 100 into 22x by 25. 325. Okay, divided by 4. Okay, so 22 into 3 is 66x by 625 rupees. So this is the depreciation in the second year, and this value has been given 2640, as you can see. So we can equate and we can get the value of x. Now equate 66x by 625 is equal to 2640. So x is equal to 2640 into 625 by 66. 11 6 66, 11 6 are 66, 11 2 are 22, 11 4 are 44, 0, 6 40. Okay, so 0 20, 10. So the original value of the machine during purchase was rupees 25,000. Okay, so this is how to solve problems related to depreciation. It is similar to compound interest. In case of compound interest, we are increasing, growth increasing, depreciation decreasing. Okay. Let us move to another example of depreciation. The cost of a machine depreciated by rupees 4,000 during the first year. D1 is equal to rupees 4,000. Okay. D1 is equal to rupees 4,000. Then by rupees 3,600 during the second year, D2 is equal to rupees 3,600. Okay, depreciation in first year is 4,000, depreciation in second year is rupees 3,600. Okay, we have been asked to calculate the rate of depreciation. It is similar to that consecutive interest in the case of compound interest. We had the relation, the difference between compound interest of any two consecutive year is the interest on the compound interest of the preceding year. The same concept can be used here. Okay, the difference between the depreciation, okay, similar to compound interest. Okay, the difference between the depreciation of any two consecutive year is equal to the depreciation on the depreciation of the preceding year. Means, suppose you take D4 minus D5, the depreciation goes on decreasing. Okay, I have not done D5 minus D4. In case of interest, I5 minus I4, because I5 is greater than I4. Okay, in case of interest, I5 minus I4, I7 minus I6, because interest goes on increasing, but depreciation goes on decreasing. Remember this. D1 is 4,000, D2 is 3,600, less than T1. D3 I don't know, it will be definitely less than 3,600. Then D4 will be less than D3. D5 will be less than D4. In this way it will go on decreasing. So not D2 minus D1, D1 minus D2. Okay? So difference is equal to D4 minus D5, and this is equal to depreciation on depreciation of the preceding year. Which is the preceding year? D4 or D5? D4. Okay, not D5. Okay, while taking difference, the simple concept is bigger value minus smaller value. Okay, greater value minus smaller value. Very simple. Okay, but the depreciation on the preceding year means D4. If you are comparing D4, D5, then D4 is the preceding year. Depreciation on D4 for 1 year at the same rate. Okay, we can use this principle. D4 minus D5 is equal to depreciation on D4 for 1 year at the same rate. Similarly, D7 minus D6 minus D7. Sorry, it is opposite of interest. D6 minus D7 is equal to depreciation on D6. D6 minus D7 is equal to depreciation on D6 for 1 year at the same rate. Okay, you can use this principle here. Let us find difference. Greater value minus smaller value. Okay, 4,000 minus 3,600, which is equal to rupees 400. Okay, this difference is nothing but the depreciation on the depreciation of the preceding year. Which is the preceding year? D1 or D2? D1. Okay, so this 400 rupees is the depreciation on 4,000 rupees at a certain rate of interest for 1 year. Okay, rate we don't know. Suppose R% of D1 preceding year. Okay, 4,000 is equal to 400. Okay, so R by 100 into 4,000 is equal to 400. Cancel, cancel. R is equal to 400 by 40, which is 10% per annum. That means rate of depreciation of the machine was each 10% per annum. Okay, so this is the answer for the first bit. Next, we have to find the original cost of the machine. Original cost. Okay, rate is 10%. Remember. Okay. Original cost. Suppose original cost we don't know is equal to rupees X. Same. Okay. We have got the rate of depreciation. So definitely 10% of X for the first year. Okay. For the first year, the original value was X. 10% of X must be 4,000. Depreciation of first year. Okay. So 10% of X should be 4,000. So 10 by 100 into x is 4000. 0 0 cancel. X is equal to rupees 4000 into 10, 40,000. Okay. So the original cost of the machine was rupees 40,000. Clear? Now third bit, cost at the end of third year. Cost at the end of third year. Okay. Slowly you have to move third year. First year, value is equal to rupees 40,000. Okay. D1 we don't need to calculate using 10% because already it is given 4,000 rupees. Okay. Second year, value will be 40,000 minus 4,000 because it is depreciating. The value is depreciating. Okay, which will give you rupees 36,000. Okay. Now D2 we don't need to calculate; it is given already rupees 3,600. So again, let's move to third year. Value of the machine will be value of the machine at the beginning of second year minus depreciation in the second year. Okay. So 36,000 minus 3,600. Okay. That will give you 32,400 rupees. So this is the value of the machine at the beginning of third year. But we have been asked to find the cost or the value of the machine at the end of third year. That means you have to find D3. Depreciation in third year is equal to again 10%. We have calculated in the first bit 10% rate of depreciation was 10%. So 10% of 32,400 rupees, that is rupees 10% means 10 by 100 or 1 by 10. 3,240 rupees, 3240. Okay. So value of the machine at the end of third year. This is the value of the machine at the beginning of third year. We are calculating the value of the machine at the end of third year is equal to 32,400 minus 3,240. So this is 160,29,160 rupees. Okay. Value of the machine at the end of third year is equal to rupees 29,160. Okay. Now last example. Okay. Suppose it is given simple interest on a certain sum at a certain rate. Okay, for 3 years is rupees 1200. Okay, how many years? 3 years. If simple interest for 3 years is rupees 1200, then simple interest for each year will be 1200 by 3, that is 400 rupees. Because while in the beginning, while I started part 1, I told that simple interest remains the same every year. So 400, 400, 400 becomes 1200. So simple interest for every year, first year, second year, third year, every year is rupees 400. 1200 by 3, that is 400 rupees. Okay. Then CI, compound interest for the same sum, principal we don't know, okay, at the same rate also we don't know, for 2 years is rupees 840. Okay, this is for 2 years. We have been asked to calculate the rate of interest and the principal. Okay, first let us go for rate of interest. In such questions, you will always get rate of interest first, then only you will get principal. Okay, first rate of interest. SI for first year or for each year. First year also same. Okay, 1200 by 3, that is rupees 400. SI, simple interest for first year, is equal to rupees 400. And I had explained the concept, the relation between simple interest and compound interest in part 1, that for the first conversion period or for the first year, simple interest and compound interest are always same. Then from the second year or from the second conversion period, the compound interest goes on increasing. The simple interest remains the same. Okay, we can say compound interest for first year is also 400 rupees because the principal is same, rate is also same. So CI for first year means I1. Okay, I1 is rupees 400. It was not given. Interest for first year was not given. We used our concept and found it. I1 is rupees 400. Okay. Then see, compound interest for 2 years, not second year. Okay. See the difference. Okay. Compound interest for 2 years is rupees 840. Okay. And compound interest for first year only is 400 rupees. We have calculated. Okay. We have calculated for first year it is 400 rupees. Then what is I2? Suppose, example, in English, total you have secured 172 marks. Okay, English 1, English 2. Okay, English grammar, हमारा English literature, English 1 plus English 2, total you have secured 172 marks. Okay, and English 1 you have secured 80 marks. English 1 you have secured 80 marks. Then how much you have secured in English 2? Okay, how to find how much you have secured in English 2? English 1 plus English 2 is 172. Then definitely English 2 will be 172 minus 80. Okay, total minus English 1 mark, which is 92. Okay, so that means you have secured 92 marks in English 2. Same concept here. I1 is 400, I1 plus I2. Total interest for 2 years is 840. Then what will be I2? Total interest minus I1, which is 400. That is rupees 440. Okay, so I2 is rupees 440. We have I1, we have I2. We can use the concept consecutive interest for consecutive years. That concept we can use. Let us find the difference. I2 minus I1, 440 minus 400, which is rupees 40. Now by concept, this difference 40 rupees is nothing but the interest on the compound interest of the preceding year. Preceding year means this one, 400. At a certain rate of interest for 1 year. Okay, so we can assume that this 400 is the principal. The rate we don't know. Time is 1 year. Interest is 40 rupees. Okay. So 400. Assume that this is the principal. Okay. Rate we don't know. Time is 1 by 100 is the difference, which is 40. Okay. R is equal to 40 by 4, which is 10% per annum. So the rate of interest was 10% per annum. Then we have been asked to calculate the principal. Okay, we can use simple compound interest or simple interest. Let us use simple interest, it is easier. Okay, rate is 10%. Okay, PRT by 100 is SI. Okay, principal we have to calculate, rate we have got 10, time we can take 3 years or 1 year. Okay, if we take 1 year you will take interest 400, if we take 3 years you will take interest 1200 as you wish. Okay, I am taking 1 year. 1 by 100 is, time is 1 year, means simple interest for 1 year, not 1200 now. Okay, we have to take 400, 0 0 cancel, P is equal to 400 into 10, which is rupees 4000. Okay, so the principal is rupees 4000 rupees. Okay, I'll solve one more question. Okay, last question, then it will be end of part 2. Okay, suppose we have a question, find the sum on which the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest at the rate of 8%, R is 8%. Okay, R is 8% per annum. The difference between simple interest and compound interest. Obviously, compound interest will be more than simple interest. Okay, only for first year they are same. From second year, compound interest becomes more than simple interest. Because simple interest remains constant, compound interest increases gradually every year. Okay, difference for 2 years is rupees 64. Okay, time is 2 years and the difference is rupees 64. We have been asked to calculate the sum. Okay, P we have to find. Okay, P we have to find. So let us calculate simple interest, compound interest, then we will calculate the difference. Okay, principal is not given, let principal be X. Let principal be rupees X. You can take 100 also, but if you take 100 you will get decimal. So I am taking X. Okay, first let us go for SI. Okay, principal is X, rate is 8%, time is 2 years. Okay, by 100. Okay, so 4x by 2. We got simple interest for 2 years is equal to 4x by 25. Now let us go for compound interest. Okay, simple interest is very simple, that's why its name is simple. Okay, directly we can calculate simple interest for 2 years, but in case of compound interest, year by year we have to do. Okay, because this is without formula. Principal is X, rate is 8%, time is 1 year. Let us find I1. Okay, P1 is X, rupees X. Okay, I1 is equal to principal into rate, rate is 8 as you can see, time is 1 by 100, put to the 8, for 25 is 100. So rupees 2x by 25. Okay, this is I1. If you want, you can calculate. So we have to calculate A1. Okay, A1 we have to calculate x plus 2x by 25 principal plus interest, which will give you 27x by 25. Okay, taking LCM 25, this will be 25x plus 2x, which will give you 27x by 25. So this is the amount at the end of first year. Now you go for second year. Okay, second year principal is this one. Okay, amount of the first year becomes principal of the second year. Rate is same 8%. Time is 1 year. 1 year. Okay, because this is yearly. I2 is equal to principal, that is 27x by 25. 25 I will write later on. Okay, in the denominator I will write. So 27x by 25 into rate is 8, time is 1 by 100. This principal, rate, time by 100. Okay, so 2, 25, 54x by 625 rupees. So this is I2. Okay, our target is to calculate compound interest for 2 years, not second year. Okay, because in the question it is given the difference between CI and SI for 2 years is 60. Okay, so my target is not I2, my target is I1 plus I2. Okay, I1 plus I2. Okay, let us calculate what is I1 plus I2. So total compound interest is equal to this plus this, 2x by 25 plus 54x by 625. So LCM is 625, 50x, 54x, which is equal to rupees 104x by 625. Okay, we got compound interest for 2 years. Simple interest for 2 years we have already found, 4x by 25. Now the difference is 64. Let us use these values. Okay, CI minus SI is equal to 64. Remember this, always CI is greater than SI. For the first conversion period, CI SI is same, but after that CI is always greater than SI. Remember this. Okay, so 104x by 625 minus SI is 4x by 25. 4x by 25 is equal to 64. LCM is 625. Okay, 104x minus 25 into 25 is 625. So 25 into 4 is 100x is equal to 64. So 104x minus 100x is 4x is equal to 64 into 625. Okay, 625 taken to the right side, 64 into 625. Okay, so x is equal to 64 into 625 by 4. Okay, for right side, 416, and 16 into 625. 16 into 625, 96, 00, 400. So 10,000. So the original sum is rupees 10,000. Okay, so in this way we can solve this question. I hope you have understood this video part 2. Okay, so this is the end of part 2. Thank you for watching.